I bet that a lot of people here have experienced nostalgia for victory, or conversely, the bitterness of being a loser. But have you ever felt like the person who always comes in second place? It's not that bad, but always standing in the shadow of others? Hi, I'm Mylan, and I'm supposedly a lower quality replica of my brother Clark. You want to know how I got out of my brother's shadow? Please like and subscribe now. My day started by waking up, showering, and mentally preparing to hear my mom complain about everything.
Why are you so slow? By the time you walked into the kitchen, your brother had already eaten half of his breakfast. That's why you are always late for school.
I looked at my plate and Clark's, realizing that half of his breakfast was as much as all of mine. Mom, don't be so mean. Anyone would be slow with those short legs.
Why are two children born to the same mother so different? Mylan only needs to be half of you.
Half? I think your expectations are a bit high. Clark laughed as he ruffled my hair and then walked away. I was so used to being laughed at, I didn't feel anything at all. Bye, Mom. I'm going to school.
Do you have a math test today? Don't let me down.
I know. I sighed, remembering the last test. It wasn't too bad. I got an A, but for my mother, an A was never good enough. She wanted A+. Clark and I went to the same school. He was only 2 years older than me, so my mother had more reason to compare us. He was very good, always at the top of the school, and also handsome and tall. Then look at me. My grades were not as good as his, and also I'm shorter. You know, I tried my best. I studied till midnight and worked hard in sports, but I couldn't reach Clark's level. Sometimes, I even thought that Clark got all the good genes from my parents, and I just inherited the bad ones. So no matter how much I tried, it was useless. I would never become the child that my mother loved the most. No, Mylan, don't be so negative. You need to concentrate on today's test. When I arrived at school, Clark was the center of attention, as usual. Many girls in school liked him very much. And today, there was nothing strange. I tried to squeeze through the crowd, unexpectedly realizing Clark was kneeling in front of a girl. I like you, Ava. Can we date? The girl looked confused. I could understand her feelings right now. The people around were noisy. Half of them cheered her on. The other half looked like they wanted to tear her apart if she nodded. So no matter how she responded to Clark, she would still be hated. Suddenly, our eyes met. I swear we don't know each other, but she turned to me and said loudly,
Sorry, I already have a boyfriend. This is my boyfriend.
What? The girl pinched my waist, not allowing me to say another word. Clark was shocked, and he pointed at my face. Are you dating Mylan? Really? You chose Mylan out of all the boys in the school?
What's wrong with Mylan? He's very cute.
But... Clark looked incredulous. That was the first time I saw him looking at me like that. It felt really satisfying. I immediately jumped at the almost once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bring Clark down. You give up. She and I have been a couple for a long time. You liar!
Enough! Don't bother us anymore, okay?
He pushed Clark away and then pulled me towards her. Hey, we've gone far enough. Now can you tell me what's going on? The girl stopped. When it was just the two of us, her face turned red, completely different from her aggressive appearance earlier.
I'm sorry for dragging you in between me and Clark.
No, you don't need to apologize. I should actually thank you. I finally got to see his painfully defeated face. We laughed together. She seemed to hate Clark just as much as I did.
I'm Eva, in the same class as Clark.
So, you're 2 years older than me? I'm Mylan, Clark's brother.
Huh? Clark's brother? The two are not alike at all?
I know. Everyone says that. I look more like his servant than his brother.
No, I mean, you're much better than Clark. When I say you're cute, I really mean it. Your hair is the color of soft chicken feathers, and your face is gentle. I don't like people who are too tall. Your height makes me much more comfortable to talk to.
Now it was my turn to blush. My heart skipped a beat when I realized that Ava wasn't trying to make fun of me. So, thanks to that incident, we actually ended up dating each other. Ava was the coolest girl I had ever met. She was always by my side and used every kind of word to make me happy. She made me realize that I was not as bad as I thought I was. Day by day, I felt more confident in myself, and of course, loved her more. Until one day, I decided to register for the race at the school sports festival. Ava was even more excited than I was, even making a sign to cheer me up.
Fighting Mylan, you can get first place. Let them breathe in the smoke.
Oh, she's so cute, isn't she? I can't stand people in love. With Ava's enthusiastic cheering, I ran with all my might. I quickly climbed to the top and only a short distance to the finish line. Unfortunately, when I was about to rush to the finish, my shoelaces came loose. I stepped on my shoelace and fell down. I was overtaken by the others. Luckily, I wasn't injured. I quickly got up and ran again, finishing the race in third place. Honestly, third place was already beyond my expectations. I didn't even dare to participate in any races before, but Ava didn't think so. She angrily rushed to the podium to receive the award and snatched the medal of the second place runner-up.
It's you. You shot Mylan, didn't you?
I saw your turtle chase with my own eyes. You don't deserve second place.
What are you doing, Ava? Ava's actions drew everyone's attention. I was feeling so shy, I pulled her down and tried to explain everything. You got it wrong. My shoelaces were loose. I fell on my own. No one pushed me.
Really? But I thought it was a bad guy. Let me go back and apologize to him.
So we went together to apologize, and our apology was accepted. But because of this, I began to realize that Ava was always overzealous in matters related to me. She always thought I was number one, and if others were better than me, they must be using some kind of trick. She made me feel cocky and embarrassed at the same time. I was not as good as she thought I was. And that's not the scariest thing about Ava. Once, when we were going out to eat, Ava had a stomach ache. She asked me to hold her backpack so she could go to the bathroom urgently. At that moment, a waiter passed by and accidentally dropped the backpack on the ground. Not only me, but the waiter was shocked when he saw the items falling from the bag because it was full of trash. Empty water bottles, empty snack bags, empty pens, etc. I think that was the handkerchief I threw away because it was too old, right? Oh my God. I was terrified to realize that all the trash was once mine. What the hell was Ava thinking? Why did she keep those things? I couldn't bear to ask as soon as she came back. She looked so embarrassed.
Keeping things that used to belong to you has me feel closer to you.
I got goosebumps when I heard her explanation. This was hard to accept. I don't like that. Can you throw it all away?
No, it's not trash. Everything that belongs to you is precious to me.
Ava started crying and begging me. People looked at me like I'd done something terrible. We had a big argument, and then I decided not to see Ava for a while so she could think for herself. After finding out that Ava and I had an argument, Clark was delighted. He wanted to go after Ava again, but of course, she ignored him. I was still angry, but soon enough, that argument didn't matter anymore. A week later, when I was on the way to school with Clark, he suddenly stopped in the middle of the road. He looked around. Mylan, I left my things at home. You go first. I didn't think much of it at the time. After walking for a while, I suddenly remembered that I also forgot my phone at home. So I went back to get it. As I was passing an alley, I heard Clark's voice. There's nothing left. I didn't bring any money today. So, bring the money here. If not, I'll hit you. Don't. If the injury is in a visible place, other people will notice it. I couldn't believe my eyes anymore. Was the great Clark, my mother's darling, who was always better than me, bullied? How long ago did this happen? Why didn't he tell anyone? Before I could think of a reason, my body acted first. I knew I was short, but that's my brother. Stop now! Release Clark, or I'll call the police. Look who it is! Is that your brother, Clark? You idiot! Run away! Don't worry about me! Clark warned me, but it was too late. They surrounded me and threatened me. You want to save your brother, right? All right. From now, you'll be our new target. They weren't joking. From that day, they stopped following Clark and started targeting me. Honestly, I didn't think it was a wise choice because I didn't have any money, and my mother rarely gave me pocket money. If they couldn't get the money, they'd ask me to do all kinds of things, from buying things to copying homework. Gradually understood why Clark didn't tell our mom about the bullying, because he, like me, was too afraid of disappointing her. The bullies didn't hit me, so I thought everything would be fine. They'd get bored quickly and look for another target. But I was wrong. They were just getting more and more outrageous. One day, I was late for school, so I couldn't go shopping for the bullies. When school was over, they came. I didn't know what they were going to do, hit me or splash water on me. Either way, it didn't happen. I should have told everyone sooner. I see, you were very brave when you dared to tell Mom the truth. She'll be very disappointed. Don't worry, you won't be alone listening to Mom scold you. Clark and I laughed, and he gave me my first ever brotherly hug. You're my brother. We're supposed to help each other, not compete like this. You're not my shadow. You're much braver than me. I'm the one who has to learn from you. It's not too late, Clark. We're going to be brothers forever. We have a lot of time to mend this relationship. Clark nodded, patting me on the shoulder. He pulled me over to Ava, winked, and left. Thank you for protecting me. Ava's eyes were red, and she suddenly cried loudly.
I was wrong. I shouldn't have kept that jug. Can we just break up?
Wait, don't cry. Who told you we're breaking up?
But you haven't talked to me in over a week. That's 1 week.
Calm down. I just wanted you to have time to reflect on your behavior.
Really? So I've admitted my mistake?
I smiled and kissed Ava on the cheek. I knew my girlfriend had a bit of a weird habit, but she really loved me. Together, we could fix things that weren't right, because Clark, Ava, and I had all the time in the world to help each other become better people.
Can you believe that a photo of my hand is worth $1,000? It sounds envious, but it's not easy. I'm Layla, and this is my story. Please like and subscribe to the video channel. All my life, I've always been proud that my mother is the best. My father left when I was young, so my mother was the only one I could follow. She is beautiful, rich, and extremely famous. She is an arm and leg model for luxury brands. You know, not everyone can do this job because they have very strict appearance requirements. Just being tall and thin is not enough. Every inch of their body has to be perfect. That's why my mother is obsessed with looks. She never sunbathes and does heavy work and even avoids using sharp objects. Actually, it's not a big problem because she's rich. She can hire a maid to do all the housework and stuff. But she is obsessed not only with her own appearance, but also with me and my sister Belle. As twins, we are identical, but our mother doesn't treat us the same. When Belle was born first, my mother was very disappointed. What's on her feet? Wound, huh? It's a birthmark, ma'am. It looks like a flower. Perhaps a sign that her life would be as smooth as walking on a flower path. It's ridiculous. It's the flaw that makes her life less than perfect and has to live a trivial life. And when I was born an hour later, and without any birthmarks, my mother was extremely pleased. Oh, baby, you are as pretty as me. But aren't they all the same? Ever since my sister and I were little, my mother has always taken care of me more than my sister. While I had to study skincare, yoga, pose for the camera, and dozens of other related subjects, my sister was free to play. It's not fair. Why does she can watch TV while I have to practice the piano?
But you got to go to the spa while I was left alone at home.
I'd rather be alone at home than carry heavy books in my head.
Trust me, it's a lot easier to wear them on your head than to recite them.
You two, stop arguing. Layla goes to bed now. You have a yoga class tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And Belle, if you don't study properly, what are you going to do with that ugly appearance? God, look at your short hair. Who would believe that you are my daughter? Not only does my mother decide what I need to study, but she also interferes with my dressing. No matter how hot or cold the weather is, every time I go out, I have to cover up tightly, not reveal any parts of my skin. Can you believe I have to wear a mask, gloves, and trousers in the middle of summer? Well, Belle can wear whatever she likes. She always complains that she doesn't care about her and is jealous of me. But she didn't know that I feel a lot of pressure because my mother follows me all the time. I'm so fed up with her complex request. To do this, not to do that, not even the simplest thing to eat and drink. I want to eat KFC. This salad is so bland.
Stop whining. You even got Mom to make the salad for you. Well, I had to cook instant noodles for myself.
Not only at home, we often quarrel at school as well. Belle is so smart. She not only does well in school, but also works hard in extracurricular activities. On the contrary, every time I want to study, my mother thinks that I waste my time. About campaigning or joining sports clubs, there's no way she would allow me to join because it's too easy to get hurt.
Bad grade again? You don't really have a brain, do you?
I'm not stupid. I just don't have time to study.
That's right. You're so busy with stupid things like posing in front of the mirror that you can't even remember a simple formula.
Belle and her friends start laughing at me. They always think I am eccentric and stupid. I'm so embarrassed that I burst into tears and run away. I go to a place where no one is there and intend to sit here to gnaw at the pain until school is over. At that moment, I hear a guitar sound coming from behind a tree. The melodious melody and warm voice help me calm down. I stop crying and quietly sing along.
Who's that?
The guitar stopped and I realized I'm singing too loudly. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
It's okay. I just want to know whose cute voice is just now.
I immediately recognize Leonard as he walks out. He is the most popular boy in school. He's tall, handsome, and romantic most of all. He's super good at singing and composing. Most of the girls in school like him, and I am no exception. I'm Layla.
Beautiful Lady Layla. Can you sing a song with me?
I couldn't refuse when I look into those charming eyes. Leonard starts to strum the first notes, and what a coincidence! It's my favorite song. I easily catch the beat and feel the rhythm. At the end of the song, he pats me.
You have such a beautiful voice. I really want you to sing my next song.
Really? Can I?
Why not? I'll contact you once I'm done.
One day, what seems like a nightmare suddenly turns strange. I happily return to the classroom, ignoring the taunt behind my back. For the next week, I feel like I'm living in paradise. I can't stop smiling and thinking about the song Leonard wrote for me, even when I go to sleep. Maybe it will be a country song or a pop song? It would be great if it was a love song. A month later, I go to school as usual when I suddenly see Belle and Leonard standing together. All around them is a loud cheering crowd. They look so good together. Oh my God, Belle and Leonard, truly a perfect combination.
I can't wait! I want to listen to the new song right now!
What are they saying? New song? But Leonard promised to compose for me, didn't he? I am extremely angry. It's my sister and the guy I like. How can they treat me like that? Stop! That's my song, not you!
What? Don't make fun anymore, Layla. Do you want to do something stupid again?
You're the stupid one. Leonard promised me a new song. Right, Leonard?
Don't make it difficult for Leonard. He's not our mother. He doesn't need to do anything for you. So, don't be so demanding.
I didn't force him. He promised me. The argument is gradually out of control, and Belle and I start fighting back and forth for the sheet music. It's mine!
No, it's mine!
The fragile paper couldn't stand it for too long and tears, causing Belle and I fall. She's picked up by Leonard, and I accidentally bump into the locker, causing it to open, and books and school supplies pour down on me.
Look what you did. The music sheet is torn.
I couldn't answer her because of the sharp pain in my hand. It looks like I got hit by a pair of scissors. It is the first time in my life that I'm injured.
Oh no! Are you okay?
I'm too scared to say anything and then faint. When I woke up in the infirmary, my mother is there. She's furious and Belle lowered her head. It's your fault, Belle.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt Layla.
Did you know Layla has a photo shoot tomorrow? Now, how can I talk to them? What about the contract compensation? Do you know how valuable it is? I'm still mad at her, but I don't want her to be scolded like that. It is partly my fault that the accident happened. She didn't mean to push me down. Mom, stop yelling at Belle. I will try to finish the photo shoot. How? Look at your hand. Who wants to take a picture of a hand with a wound like that? I look down at my hand and realize she's right. The wound is too obvious and takes a long time to heal. Belle approaches me and gently takes my hand.
I'm sorry, Layla. I shouldn't have argued with you.
At that moment, I see not only the contrition in her eyes, but also her beautiful hands. We are twins. We not only have the same face, but also our hands. I can replace you.
What do you mean?
I take Belle's hand and come in front of her mother. Like me, she suddenly realizes how beautiful they are. Her hand doesn't have a birthmark. She can replace me. But we're twins. People won't find out. In order to avoid being indebted to huge sums of money, my mother is forced to agree. Mom lets her wear a wig and makeup exactly like me to participate in the photo session. Actually, I'm worried too, so I decided to go and support Belle. At first, she seems very confident.
It's just a hand model photo shoot. I just need to do it once and done.
Okay, you say it. Very soon, Belle realizes this job is not easy at all.
Oh no, these nails are too long. Why do I have to wear so many rings? This one is too wide and the other is too tight. And these bracelets are so heavy, I can't even lift them up.
Calm down. You need to relax